All right. So who's the prosecutor on Freddie Gonzalez? But he's able enough to get a Louis Vuitton belt. A regular leather belt you can get is $20, and you put the LV on it, that leather belt goes up to.
The judge basically just turned into a fashion cop. But here's the real sting. If you can afford designer, how can you claim you're broke in a restitution case?
Appear to be a knockoff to the court based upon my experience.
Don't look at my belt unless you shop.
Okay, you know what? My understanding, the goal of a belt is to hold up your pants.
Work when the incident occurred. It happened out of nowhere. I never even saw it coming.
And your restitution is $248,000.
Yes, Your Honor. I have stock or shares in this company, and that's
Right.
the main thing I'm waiting on.
I understand. I follow this agreement.
Your Honor, this was an agreement that was entered into a while ago, and my understanding is that the defendant made strides as far as improving himself, and that was what was communicated to my colleague when they decided to offer this deal.
And what does he do for employment?
Employment right now, he's still dabbling in the aggregate. He's trying to get into the transport of aggregate and maybe working in that avenue right now.
Right, when we say dabbling, so is this a full-time job or no?
He has a truck that is in disrepair, an aggregate truck with a trailer, or do you have the trailer also?
Yeah.
He has the trailer
Been able
also.
to verify the various restitution amounts, but our client does have a significant amount of money to provide in terms of restitution once the state's able to verify those amounts.
We have tried vehemently, Your Honor, to get restitution amounts from all of our different victims. Some have said that they have restitution and will get us the documentation. They just haven't been able to locate it or provide it to us yet. Some have said they don't have any restitution, and there are a couple that we have not been able to get in touch with.
All right, so in this cause number, the 2025 CR 012008, restitution?
On this evading in a vehicle, no, Your Honor.
All right, what about the vehicle? Because it says that the vehicle was damaged with a screwdriver.
Oh, I'm sorry, Your Honor. This one is related to another case. Yes. That is one of the people that we reached out to, and they have not given us any documentation.
All right, how old are you?
30.
You're 30. And this happened on or about May 7th.
This is the turning point. The judge is flat out questioning why he should even honor the plea deal. Audience, what do you think? Should financial hardship ever excuse repeated thefts?
Evadings, forgeries, thefts, unauthorized use of a vehicle, another theft, manufacturing cases, and unauthorized use. So why should I follow any of these plea bargaining agreements?
I can offer the following, Judge. All of these cases deal, for the most part, dealing with financial or property crimes. At the time that he was committing these crimes, he was experiencing significant financial hardship. While that is not an excuse, if you have, not to be harsh, but if you have any sort of discussion with him, he not a very sophisticated individual. And I think as he's described, he took it upon himself to steal this property, sell it for funds, but he didn't realize how he was going to get caught. He thought this was too easy. So he continued, and if you look at the time frame of all of these offenses, they took place within a short matter of time. That's when the offenses caught up with him. He's a very unsophisticated individual. He thought he could get away with this. He was caught. I think even one of the offenses had a GPS tracker on them. He just did not think this through, because I think part of me thinks that he is, not to be harsh, but unable to think this through.
But he's able enough to get a Louis Vuitton belt. A regular leather belt you can get is $20, and you put the LV on it, that leather belt goes up to, I think, a minimum of $350. So he's sophisticated enough to do that. Unless it's a knockoff, and it doesn't appear to be a knockoff to the court based upon my experience.
I honestly wouldn't know how to tell a knockoff from an authentic Louis Vuitton.
Oh no, that's a Louis Vuitton belt.
Is it?
So you want to, yeah. I can spot the knockoffs.
And as the court inquires with him, you'll see that he just is incredibly unsophisticated in terms of being articulate, thinking things through, thinking that he could get away with it. So at the end of the day, he does have significant amount of, I consider significant, to pay the restitution off to these individuals if they can verify the amount. And if this restitution can be made whole to these individuals, it could be to their benefit as well.
All right, and what's the amount of restitution he's here with today?
He has informed us he's in position to provide $5,000 in restitution. All that we ask is that those amounts be verified by the complainants.
He probably could have had 6,000.
Ouch. That's savage. Imagine losing your freedom over a belt flex. Sometimes the smallest luxury item can ruin your whole defense strategy.
That he sold, ironically, was his vehicle. So as we speak right now, he is vehicleless, which is kind of ironic considering the charges that he has.
Ironic, but understandable.
And he did liquidate items that he could sell, and he was able to raise $5,000. That doesn't mean he's stopping. He's still trying to sell stuff. And for all I know, maybe the belt is one of the things he's trying to sell. But he has been liquidating his assets. Back to the earlier question. At one point, through hard labor and diligent work, he was able at one point to afford a nice living. He was working in the aggregate business, which is basically shoveling gravel and dirt and so forth. And at one point he was able to make a decent living. And then I don't know if you can notice, he has been having problems with an arm of his that is the result of a birth injury that has been progressively getting worse with his age. And his means of earning that living kind of caught up to him with his disability. Prior to this, he's 30 years old. He has no criminal history. He thought he was going to be able to do something, and he just was not able to. He caught up with him, got caught. And do I feel like he's remorseful? I feel that way. Of course, it's not me experiencing his feelings, but I do. He has expressed regret. For all we know, maybe the regret is because he got caught. But he does express regret. He is trying to show some redeeming value. He has a young child that is about maybe 4 or 5 months old. How old is your child? 4 months. 4 months old. He's never been on any public assistance. He's never received food stamps. He supports his wife. He is legally married. He supports his children. And he just made some decisions. And I've asked him, why did you do this? He's kind of dumbfounded.
And I think he would happily sell his belt in order to add to the restitution. I am mindful that there are some individuals that, and I don't necessarily follow this thought, but there are some individuals that believe by showing respect, by wearing their best, and some people believe name brands is the best as a sign of respect to the court. And I would ask the court to consider his appearance and his willingness to look his best or present himself in the best way as possible.
No,
it's unfortunate that he chose a Louis Vuitton.
No. I only bring it up because we're here because the argument is that he had no money. And based upon that Louis Vuitton belt, that Louis Vuitton belt is not this season. So that's something he had prior to this. And I just based upon my limited expertise in the field.
And of course, Judge, at one point, he was able to earn a living through hard labor. Working with aggregate is not an easy.
But why didn't you sell off your Louis Vuitton and all of this stuff before picking up these cases? And why